The night sky burned. Flames clawed their way up the wooden beams of Henoji Temple, and the smell of smoke and blood mingled in the air. Soldiers shouted, swords rang, and the chaos swept through the streets of Kyoto. At the temple gates, a man stood apart, a giant by Japanese eyes, a warrior with skin dark as midnight, taller and broader than any who fought around him. His katana cut through wave after wave of enemies as firelight danced across his frame. This was Yasuke, the African who became a samurai. And though his time in Japan was brief, his loyalty, courage, and strength left an imprint that echoed across centuries. 3 years earlier, no one in Japan had heard his name. He arrived not as a conqueror, but as a bodyguard. A Jesuit missionary named Alessandro Valgagno brought him across the sea. Yasuke's duty was simple, to protect his master, but his destiny was not simple at all. Where he was born is still debated. Some say Mozambique, others Ethiopia or Sudan. But what was clear that moment he set foot in Japan was that he was extraordinary. Broad-shouldered, immensely strong, and towering over everyone around him. Yasuke was a living reminder that the world stretched far beyond Japan's shore, and he entered the country at a time it was tearing itself apart. The Sengoku Jidai, the age of warring states. For more than a century, Japan's warlords, or daimyos, fought to unite the nation under their banners. Castles burned, villages rose and fell, alliances lasted months, sometimes days before betrayal. It was a world where only the ruthless could survive. Into the chaos stepped Yasuke. By the time he reached Kyoto, word had spread of the giant foreigner. Crowds swarmed the streets to see him. Men and women climbed onto rooftops, children pushing through the legs of adults, all desperate for a glimpse. Whispers spread like wildfire. His skin must be covered in ink. It had to be painted. Nobles demanded he to be scrubbed to see if the darkness would wash away. But when water rolled off him and his skin remained as dark as obsidian, all replaced suspicion. Kyoto had seen something it had never imagined. The echoes of distant worlds had arrived at their doorstep. News traveled quickly to the ears of Oda Nobunaga. Nobunaga was one of Japan's most feared and brilliant warlords. A man determined to unify the fractured land, he embraced the new, foreign traders, European firearms, revolutionary tactics, where others clung to tradition. Nobunaga valued what worked, and when he heard of a foreign warrior of immense size and strength, his curiosity demanded he see the man himself. Yasuke was brought before him. Silence filled the room. Nobunaga studied him, scanning the scars across his body, testing his patience with questions, even commanding him to bare his chest so that his skin could be examined. Finally, Nobunaga smiled. His command was short: serve me. From that moment, Yasuke's path changed forever. Under Nobunaga, Yasuke was trained in the ways of samurai. Samurai status was not inherited. It was earned through loyalty, discipline, and skill. Yasuke studied the weapons of war, the bow, the yari spear, and most importantly, the curved blade of the katana. He learned the code of Bushido: honor above life, loyalty above all, courage even in death. In time, Nobunaga bestowed him the ultimate symbol of trust: two swords, the katana and the wakizashi. Together, they marked him as a true samurai. Still, some doubted. Some whispered that he was only a novelty, a curiosity at the warlord's side. But Yasuke had no need for words. He let his blade answer the doubts. And soon his blade spoke loud enough for all to hear. In 1581, a rebellion rose in Kyoto. Nobunaga's enemies fortified themselves inside Nijo Castle. When Nobunaga's forces laid siege, Yasuke stood at the front. The air shook with war drums, arrows filled the sky, and the gates splintered under the ram. Yasuke surged forward. His katana cut through defenders as his towering frame shielded men at his back. Each strike carved a path deeper into the fortress. By the time the castle fell, enemies scattered and broken, Yasuke's fortitude was legend. Around campfire, men spoke of the dark-skinned warrior who had fought with the strength of 10. His name echoed through the ranks. But the glory is fleeting in time of war. 1 year later, Yasuke faced his greatest trial. June 1582, Nobunaga rested in Kyoto in Honnoji Temple. The warlord believed himself safe, but in the shadows, betrayal stirred. One of his trusted generals, Akichi Mitsuhide, turned against him. At dawn, Mitsuhide's troops surrounded the temple. Thousands of soldiers pressed in, torches blazing, arrows raining down. Yasuke met the attackers head-on in the choking smoke and fire. His sword struck with relentless fury. He bought Nobunaga's precious moments, holding the line again and again. But Nobunaga saw the truth. The temple was lost, surrounded by traitors. He chose the path of honor. He performed seppuku, ritual suicide, denying the chance to take him alive. The flames rose, the warlord fell, and with him, the future of Japan shifted. Yasuke escaped the inferno and rode to the side of Nobunaga's son, Oda Nobutada. Together they railed what forces remained. In the streets of Kyoto, outnumbered and surrounded, they made their last stand. Steel clashed, banners burned, blood soaked the earth. Yasuke fought until his arms screamed with pain, until his blade ran red with the lives of countless foes. But even loyalty could not hold back a tide. Nobunaga was captured, forced to end his own life. The Oda clan collapsed in that single day. Yasuke was seized alive. The soldiers expected his execution, but Mitsuhide gave a different order. "The man is not Japanese," he said. "He is not samurai. Return him to the Jesuits." And just like that, Yasuke's service was ended, cast aside, erased from the samurai rank he had fought to join. And after that, the records of his life fall silent. Did he return to the Jesuits? Did he leave Japan, setting sail once more for foreign shores? Or did he remain in the shadows, his story hidden by time? No one knows. What is certain is that Yasuke's service lasted barely 3 years, yet in the short span, he crossed oceans, broke barriers, and earned the trust of one of the history's greatest warlords. Some stories vanish into silence, but some, like the beat of a war drum, never truly fade. They echo. In the age of samurai, honor was not granted by birth. It was earned by courage, by loyalty, by sacrifice. Yasuke proved that the measure of a warrior lay not in the color of his skin, the language of his tongue, or the land of his birth, but in the strength of his arm and the fire in his heart. The Black Samurai's chapter may be short in history's scrolls, but legends, they are not bound by time. History never dies.